Yes. What's going on, guys? This has been AKA Day Trading Addict, and I have another good video for you guys. Today, we're going to talk about the secret to making $500 a day from scalping. Trust me, you're going to love this video. You want to know the secret? Come on, let's go. So, guys, what is the secret? Well, this is it right here, okay? So what is this? Well, it's called a journal. Every successful trader that I know, okay, has a journal. I personally know a 8-figure trader, okay, that used to trade on Wall Street. And guess what? He has one of these. So why do you need a journal? We're going to talk about that right now. But before we talk about that, guys, please watch out for these fake YouTube accounts, fake Telegram accounts, fake Instagram accounts that's trying to pretend to be me. I will never contact you first. I will never give you a WhatsApp number. I will never talk about any crypto investments. That's not me, okay? So please watch out, guys, and stay safe. Now, why do you need a journal? It's very simple, guys. It's so you can track your data. Why is AI so powerful? It's because AI collects data. So you have to collect data to see what works and what doesn't work so you can tweak and improve your strategy if you want to make that $500 a day. Because just because you have a good strategy, a proven strategy, it doesn't mean you're going to make profits right away, especially if you are new. You're going to make mistakes. That's why you have to make adjustments. Just like professional athletes, right? If you watch basketball, I love basketball. If you watch basketball, if you watch the playoffs, okay? If a team wins the first game and the second game, I can almost guarantee you, okay, the team that's losing is going to adjust. And they adjust by looking at, guess what? Data, looking at film, right? It's the same thing as you looking at your journal, looking at things that happened in the past. And you look at why are you losing and you make those adjustments. That's if you want to win. I remember when I used to trade this aggressive strategy, right? I was trading on a 1-minute chart, and as soon as the market opened, I'll probably wait maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes after the market opened and, trading my 1-minute strategy, okay? I was making money with it, all right? And it still works, to this day, but, it's very aggressive. So I'm trading it, and I realize when I take my first trade, okay, I'm losing 90% of the time. So how did I know that? This right here, okay? You have to track your results. So guess what I did? I stopped taking the first trade, okay? I took the second trade. So that's why it's very important to have a journal, because it's going to tell you your problems, and you as a trader have to adjust, have to improve. Some traders say Mondays are trap days or Fridays are trap days. To me, every day is a trap day. I don't make that excuse, all right? So if Monday is a trap day to you, you have to figure out why are you getting trapped, right? And either do the opposite or adjust and figure out how they are trapping traders. And you make a strategy around that. Stop making up excuses. Why me? Why me? The world doesn't care about why me, right? When you fall, you have to get up, wipe yourself off, and keep going. And figure out, why did I lose? Figure out, guys. Dig deep. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. I remember having a one-on-one with this trader, and I was asking him, what are your problems? And he was telling me about his losing trades. So I was like, okay, let me see the trades that you took this week, right? Show me a couple of trades. Guess what? He was like, well, I can't remember, the trades that I took, this week. I think I took this trade. And I'm like, you can't remember the trades that you took this week? You think you took that trade? And no knock to him, he's a new trader, so I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying, okay, you have to step up your game. This is why it's very important to have this, right? And take screenshots of your trades so you can improve, adjust, so you can make that $500 a day. That $500 a day is not going to fall in your lap. You're going to have to make adjustments. And when you have data, right, and you have the things in front of you that's telling you, okay, not to do this, not to do that, okay, guess what? Your trading is going to be much better, and you can actually control your emotions much better. People that are scared or fearful is usually because, right, they don't understand, they're confused. If you know more, your confidence level goes up. So once you have your journal and you be more organized, you can actually control your emotions much better. And emotions is basically chemicals that flow through our body and take over. Just like drugs. Drugs are chemicals, right? And when you take drugs, guess what? It takes over your body. And when your emotions are flowing through your body, it's very, very hard to think the right way. It's very, very hard to have a clear mind. Your mind gets cloudy. And honestly, that's on purpose. Okay? Your body is designed to be that way. All right? So when you are excited, right, and the emotions, chemicals flow through your body wants to stay in that state. So that's why your brain gets a little cloudy, right? If you are running away from danger, right? If someone's attacking you, you run away, your body is designed to not think at that moment because you don't want to think. You want to run. That's all you want to do. You want to get away from the danger, okay? Or if you have to fight somebody, you have to defend yourself. You don't want to be thinking about, what happened yesterday or whatever the case is. You want to focus and, defend yourself. So your body is designed that way, okay, when your emotions take over your body. You have to know this. So it's very important to understand when your emotions are about to take over so you can stop it right away, because it's very hard to get out that state once you are in it. Okay, if you're angry and you've been angry for a minute or 5 minutes, trust me, it's very hard to unwind. Okay, even if you get excited, right? If you're excited, you're pumped up. You're gonna be in that state for a long time, or a decent amount of time. So when you're looking at the chart and you see the market going up, and you feel like, oh man, you're about to miss out on a trade, right? FOMO, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna miss out. I gotta buy. Guess what? If you are not aware of that state, it's going to be hard to get out of that state. So you have to snap yourself out of that state right away, as soon as possible. Because once those chemicals flow through your body, it's very, very hard to get yourself out of that state. Most people make decisions based on emotions, not logic. Decisions are largely emotional and not logical. Quite sure you guys experienced this before. Right? Let's say you go to the shopping mall and you see your favorite shoe or your favorite sneaker, okay? You're like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy that. And if you buy it, you're gonna be broke until next week. Guess what? You still buy it because your emotions are taking over and you're not thinking straight, okay? Another good example of emotions taking over is when you're mad at somebody and you say something that you don't want to say, and guess what? After the fact, you're like, oh man, I should never said that. Yeah, after the fact, okay? This is why we have to know our habits and control ourselves, right? And this is how we do it, by writing in our journal. Write it down. So you don't want to do things after the fact because you will never grow. You have to be in the now. And I call it real-time thinking. So imagine if you see the market going up, right? And you feel that FOMO, you feel like, oh man, you're about to miss out. And you just snap and say, let me chill out, let me breathe, okay? Imagine you doing that. Imagine how better you would get and how better your results are going to be, right? Now, one way you can actually snap yourself out of that state and be in the now is ask yourself one simple question. And I do this a lot, okay? It's very simple, but it's very powerful. Before you take a trade, right? You're looking at your screen. Before you take a trade, you say, is this a good trade or is not a good trade? That's it. Ask yourself that simple question. I know it sounds simple, but trust me, it works. Number one, what it's going to do is it's going to snap you out of that unconscious mode, right? Because a lot of people are not in the now. They're never conscious. So you have to snap out of it, be awake, be in the now, be conscious, and say, all right, is this a good trade or is this a bad trade? Okay? And if it's not a good trade, guess what? Don't take it. So that's one way. That's one strategy you can use. But if you know anything else, use it, right? It could be as simple as having a accountability partner, right? That will hold you accountable. Or it could be just walking away from the computer. Or it could be just taking a deep breath. That's simple. You have to have real-time thinking. That's why I call it. Because if you don't have real-time thinking, it's impossible to grow. Let me say that again. If you don't have real-time thinking, it's impossible to grow. How, Ben? What are you talking about? Well, let me explain. Let's go back to, having an argument with someone. If you keep realizing your mistakes after the fact, guess what? You're always going to get in trouble. And people don't want to hear, oh, you know what, I forgot. People don't want to hear that. Or people don't want to hear, I'm sorry. People don't want to hear that, right? So if someone steps on your shoe or someone do something to upset you and you know you're about to do something bad, you can just think in real time. Imagine if you just think before you do something and say, all right, let me chill out because if I do this, this is going to happen and, I don't want that to happen, okay? Imagine if you take a trade and you say, let me stop, all right? Is this a good trade or is this a bad trade? Oh, it's a bad trade. You know what? Let me stop because if I take this trade, I'm going to take another loser and then I'm going to revenge trade. So let me chill. Let me just chill. Imagine if you just do that. Because if you don't do that, guess what? Everything is going to be after the fact. If you look at a chart and you take a bad trade, oh man, I never should have took that trade. Well, that's after the fact. Oh man, I blew my trading account. I should never move my stop loss. Oh my gosh, what I'm doing. All right, that's after the fact. If you have real-time thinking and you was thinking in real time, guess what? Your results are going to be better. You're going to become that good trader. And you can start making that $500 a day. So let me show you guys a simple way to, set up a journal real quick. Okay, so right here, we are at Google Sheets, right? It's free. And I'm going to show you just a simple layout. A simple layout you guys can use for your journal. So right here, the first thing we have is market. So whatever you're trading that day, if you're trading, whatever stock you're trading or whatever indice you're trading, pair you're trading, you can put it right there, okay? Put it underneath here, okay, and type it in. So let's say you're trading the NASDAQ, okay? You put it in right here and whatever, okay? And you can make this yourself. Get a blank Google sheet, right? And type this yourself. Or Excel if you want to use that, right? So you put the time you took the trade, okay? Put long or short, if you went long or short. Was it a winner, was it a loser? Type in your emotions, how you felt, before you took the trade. That's very important, okay? Because I notice a lot of times when I'm not sure about a trade, but I know it's part of my system, I'm like, I don't really want to take that trade, but I know it's part of my system. A lot of times those trades work out. So it's very good to track your emotions because you can see, all right, for some reason, every time I'm too excited when I'm about to take this trade, that trade is a loser. So that's very important information, okay? The next one, you could put in why you took the trade. And the last one is a screenshot. So you can copy and paste a trading view screenshot right there. Or you can have a separate folder for your screenshots. And screenshots are very important. You need screenshots. Don't have the journal just by itself, okay? Have screenshots because you want to look at your trades. Now, let's say that you finished that day, okay? Should you look at your journal? You could if you want. If you have time, look at your journal, look at your trades so you can actually prepare for tomorrow. Now, if you don't have time, fine, it's okay. You can wait at the end of the week, then look at your journal, go over all your trades. Just dig deep and figure out why that was a loser, okay? Or figure out why that was a winner. And look at your winners too. Study your winners too, right? Now, this is a simple way to, get you started when it comes to, writing in your journal, right? And you also could have a hard copy, okay, where you have a journal just writing in your journal, okay? You go a little bit deeper, deeper into, what you did that day. You can have that too, okay? And when you start, just keep it this simple because I know some of you guys either hate doing your journal because you're probably lazy, whatever the case is. That's why we want to keep it as simple as possible so you can just do it real quick and get it over with, right? Now, when it comes to making $500 a day, you want to increase your size little by little. So let's say that you start with $1,000, okay? And let's say you risk maybe 1% or 2%. I'm not really too strict on that 1% rule. 2% is cool too. But of course, I am strict on keep it as low as possible. So if you want to start with 1%, do it, okay? So let's say you're risking 1% or 2% per trade. Now, let's say you're risking 2%, which is $20 per trade, and let's say that you're making $40 a day. Yeah, in the beginning, that doesn't seem like a lot, but some days you can actually make $80, okay? If you catch a nice 4-to-1, you could make $80. 4-to-1 is 4 times your money, so 4 times 20, that's $80, okay? So you can do that, right? Now, let's say that you are consistent for a good month or two. Guess what? If you want to increase your size, do not increase it to, risking $100 per trade or $200 per trade. Guys, that doesn't make any sense, because when you take that hit, mentally, you're not ready for that because you're so used to, losing $20 per trade. You want to bump it up maybe $10. So let's say that instead of risking 20, you risk $30, okay? Again, it might not seem a lot, but when you are consistent, don't worry about that, because you can always increase it, okay? And then when you increase it little by little, it's going to get bigger and bigger, okay? So eventually you're going to get to that $500 a day. So when you increase your size, try not to increase it a lot, okay? So let's say you increase it to $30. Maybe the next time you increase it to $50. That's not bad, okay? But try to increase it little by little, because mentally you guys are not ready for a big hit. So guys and girls, please, okay, start tracking your trades so you can actually become that trader that's making $500 a day or even more. Thanks a lot for your time, guys. I appreciate it. If you got any value out of this video, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Join my free Telegram group, because sometimes I post motivational and educational stuff in there, and sometimes I post discounts for my trading program. And if you don't have my trading program by now, please check that out, because it will help you take your trading to the next level, guys. Comment below if you have any questions, because I try to answer all your guys' questions. Thanks a lot for your time, and please have a great day.